pages are empty, but upon opening it, you see the ever-blooming flower in front of you. The embodiment of Nourishing breathing wrath, or insane desire to exact revenge upon the whole world, intoxicates your heart with the same madness. Thousands of years of despair, thousands of years of mangled souls, thousands of years of searching for what was stolen away and lost. The blinding rage is so strong that it feels as though it's your own. The mirror before you simply reflects its surroundings. It seems an amazingly mundane decoration for such an insane place as the House of the Edge of Time. That is, except for one strange detail. The mirror reflects the room, the dust rising and rays of light, everything but you. The moment you realise this, you hear a dull moan from somewhere behind the glass, and someone nearly crashes into the mirror from the other side. The reflection, if of course it is a reflection, raises his head. It's a human, clearly a wizard. A beautiful young face, pale as death. His dark clothes are charred and bloody. In one hand, the wizard is holding a lantern just like yours, and while the other clings to the glass, if it's trying not to fall. Can't. Again and again. Do you hear me? I hear you. Next one. Here's you. I am what I seem, a reflection stuck in time. I'm the one who was reflected in this mirror long ago. Probably dead, but I can't disappear. The house at the edge of time stores the moment when he was clinging to his life, wounded on the very spot in this very room. And I will remain here in remembrance of him forever. Well, whose reflection? I don't know this. The mirror only stores one moment, and I am but a small fragment of what he was. The real me, I am only what he felt when he fell to his knees before this mirror, wounded. Only what he was thinking in that moment, pain, rage, desire to achieve his goals, whatever it takes. Where did you get the lantern? It was a gift from someone great, whose power was more fast than I could ever have imagined. But I can tell you no more. I don't remember. Okie dokie. Why is it you called me that next one? I know nothing of my true journey. Its end is lost in the darkness, and the beginning is so far away. But I know that you follow in its footsteps. As I once did. You fight to protect your lands from her, from Narissa. Can I help you? I want to be free. I want to cease to be. I have lived for untold ages, feeling only despair, anger, fear of death and defeat. Everything that was happening to me at that painful moment by the mirror. Can you help me? I know you can. I know. I can have peace if I only learn the end of my story. There are 3 more mirrors somewhere in the house which store its fragment, but I am captured by this place and moment. I cannot look for them on my own. If you can do this for me, if you revisit the path that the real me took and find all 3 mirrors, then I shall be free. Do what I can. I couldn't be more grateful. Listen, you have to start from the beginning and touch the mirrors in the same order they once reflected me. If you make a mistake in the order or touch an empty mirror, you'll have to start over. I can only assume that the next mirror is somewhere near the entrance to the house. But I know nothing more. Please help me. And be careful, or you may become just another reflection in Narissa's mirrors. Okay. Comes alive under your touch. Its dark surface is lit by flashes of a battle that happened in this very room. An unknown age ago, a group of warriors in dark clothes are fighting a flock of gargoyles. There are clouds of sorcerer's mist in the hallway behind their backs. Suddenly, it's pierced by a ray of light, and the familiar wizard appears on the battlefield, holding a magic lantern in his hand. He's swaying from pain, but looks angry and resolute. We will all die here. Run! One of the soldiers screams. Without hesitation, the wizard pushes him right into the gargoyle's claws. As soon as the monsters are distracted with their victim, the wizard envelops the entire group in a spell and kills them on the spot. Go to the stairs to the 2nd floor. He lights the lantern and the warriors swiftly retreat into the mist. The vision fades, but then another room. Another wizard's reflection appears on the other side of the glass. The The one you first spoke to. It nods to you and says quietly, I remember this fight. You're on the right path. Yeah, but you killed that guy. Alright. The book's pages are empty, but upon opening it you see an exhausted and mangled nymph, barely recognisable as in Nerissa. She sits on a familiar pedestal, the one you saw during your travels to the First World, holding her knees with one arm and staring into the distance. Dim shadows hovering around the formidable silhouette of a Jabberwock. Screams of her sister nymphs falling under the monster's blow. The bitterness of defeat, the burden of grief and sorrow weigh down on your shoulders with endless despair and pin you to the ground. Hundreds of worms make up the body of this fulsome creature, swirling and wriggling relentlessly. But the creature doesn't seem alarmed. It turns to you and nods. It seems a gesture of politeness only. The worms have no eyes in their common body, no true head, only a simulacrum of the form that came before. Oh, guests, says the bodiless voice. What do you need from the Wriggling Man? What manner of creature are you? Ah, you seem surprised. What disturbs you? Maybe it's her hair, or accent. You hear laughter in the faint of the voice of the Wriggling Man, or 100 voices sounding as one. You are 1,000 reflections and 1,000 shards of a mirror. We were once one creature, a man. Few memories are left from our past life, but we know this person died and didn't want to accept it. His soul clung to his flesh even as he failed to rot, and corpse worms devouring the body, and thus it came to be. How can you even beat the heap up if you need to? They're, crawling away. Even beat... No, that's true, that. Are you always so calm when you meet those attacking the house? A wave passes through the creature's body, the worms arc and twist. It seems this is how the Wriggling Man laughs. When you decide that it's time to kill you, then we will certainly do it. And whether that happens now, in half an hour or 10 years, what's the difference? I need the keys to the shrine. I know you have one. What are you hoping to do in the shrine, foolish creature? Never mind, it matters not. Nerissa will reduce you to the dust the instant you set through the door. Should you waste our time talking to a dead man? But we like using opportunities. What about an offer? Kill the Knurley Witch, take her key, and you'll get ours. Since you are so eager to rush towards your own death, we won't stop you. Can I find the Knurley Witch? She is hiding in the underground part of the house, in one of the dimensions. Do you know we live in 2 realities? Of course you do, otherwise you wouldn't be here. That's certainly true. Asked about the Knurley Witch in the first crown. Ask if you wish, but don't expect us to spend too much time on you and your curiosity. It's a gift from the witch lady Nerissa, marked the Knurley Witch as one of her most worthy servants. This was before our arrival at the House of the Edge of Time. The witch has had her day. We want her death, and we want her recognition. Why are you enemies? This feud is older than we can imagine. The Knurley Witch has always feared that we would take Lady Nerissa's affection away from her. She envied us, tried to besmirch us, set traps until our patience ran out. The faint voice stops for a moment and continues with a strange ringing tone. And how can you not hate such a creature? Just the appearance of the witch has always made us very angry deep inside.
March on.
What's that?
Never know to do this, you know. That one. In search of a joy, confessions of a heretic. I take a deep breath and stand still. I long to absorb every moment of joy, inhale the evaporation of someone else's soul from their thickening blood. The border between reality and dream fades. It seems that everyone beyond the wall can hear the throbbing in my head, but it's only my fantasy. A ringing silence fills the room. The 5th sacrifice has been made. My mistress, the most beautiful of goddesses, will be happy. I will take care of everything. Fragrant fillers cut at the climax of their beauty, and now a part of the masterpiece, which is worthy of Shen herself. So what if the narrow-minded priest rejected me and my gift? It served the never-fading rose herself, but the worms that bite into her stem and suck at her life-giving juices. It won't be long now before I finish my job. I've already found the material. Her eyes are grey and her hair is dark blonde. She is fades into the dirt. I will rewrite her destiny. She is fades in the dirt. For the third night in a row, I've dreamt of the grey gardeners knocking at my door. I cannot believe it is my turn to be cut down by a blade washed in the blood of 1,000 revolutions. As a wave of popular outrage washes over me, as my head tumbles down the steps of the scaffold. We take up the sword, and by it we shall perish. Once we struck down the imperial scum, but now it is we who must face the blade. The insurgent beast called revolution will never be sated. It needs new victims. This time, it's my comrades and I. The cruelty of the hoarders and power echoes in the cruelty of the paupers, now intoxicated by their own freedom. We wanted change. Well, here it is. It's the country now of mad fanatics fighting their treacherous past every day. Former friends are today's foes. My workshop has been converted into a secret headquarters. If I could do it all over again, I would repair to my easel and refrain from the cause that has sent me down this path. It takes forever. And even with a guide, it's still confusing in my opinion. But Nourishing Rage. In the book, pages are empty, but upon opening it, you see King Everetti. You look at each other through the crimson reflection in a cup of wine. It's the moment before the final battle. Openly or quietly, you fought for the stolen lands for the very beginning. Everetti tried to take your crown, using Tartuccio and dozens of other agents. And he lost time after time. The king losing to some upstart. He may not show it, but rage boils in him. A fierce rage, but will never let him give up. And it's the same feeling that has led to you victory for so long. Argon was knocked flat. He lay grasping. Arms spread, a lump of rage rising in his throat. He remembered his dream, black soil, red ravens in the empty sky, their coarse croaks ringing in his ears like a taunt. Coral would never take Rosalind, never. Aldori sprang to his feet, as if the blood-soaked soil was driving him forward. With a cry of rage, the Sword Lord rushed into battle. The sky turned scarlet with blood as he furiously chopped off his enemies' heads. The scarlet horizon drew closer, and its roar nearly drowned out the sound of battle. Argon looked to the sky, and a fiery blast descended upon him. There were no raisins that circled above him. The fearsome breath of the red dragons of coral melted the soldier's armour and turned living flesh to ash and dust. Lovely. The mirror reacts to your touch and so shows an image of the past. Sounds of battle fade in distance. The last survivor soldier slumps into the hall and falls, smearing blood from his many wounds upon the floor. The wizard coldly steps over his comrade's body. His ardent gaze is fixed upon one spot. There is sitting on the edge of a bench at the back of the room, carelessly dangling her feet. You fooled us, Fey Queen, says the wizard angrily. You promised us immortality and power, but poured death into our veins and called it elixir. My country is devoured by riots. Wizards die unable to defend themselves, but I shall not leave it like this. I found the road to the first world. I've come a long way. I've convinced the Lantern King to help me, and I will demand an answer from you. She laughs. My wild cat's so angry, so hungry for knowledge. I never thought to give up so easily. But you are too late. Terribly, terribly late. The roads of the first world played a trick on you. You spent almost 200 years on the road to my door. Your country is in ruins. Your entire order is dead. Even if I release you from the poison in your veins, you'll only return to rule over rock and bone. Look into my mirror and see for yourself. You're lying, as you always have, says the wizard. But his voice shows doubt. He turns to the mirror, and for a long moment you seem to meet his stare. And then a huge shadow falls upon his face. The creature who cast it somewhere beyond the mirror. You cannot see it, but you feel the blow of the evil power striking the wizard down. He doesn't scream or even moan, just drops dead on the floor. Narissa gets up from her place and approaches slowly. She gently touches a strand of the dead wizard's hair behind his ear, then picks up the magic lantern. The Lantern King hasn't forgotten about me. He sends me new amusements. Narissa looks at the dead wizard and nods to the shadows standing out of sight. You may take the body. Hide the remains in your storage in the dungeon. I don't want to stumble upon them somewhere in the house. The vision fades. A moment later, there's the original reflection of the wizard returns. Dead, I'm dead. Why won't the house let go of me? As if the story isn't over yet. Find the final mirror, I beg you. Well, I'm going to assume that mirror that we went past. I really don't know. Great. Start this game sometimes. The Book of Never Saying Goodbye. The book pages are empty, but upon opening it, you see Lindsay. The daring bard is lying on the cold floor of the House of the Edge of Time, marking the last moments of her life. There's a flash of darkness, and then a strange feelings fill your soul. The cover grows heavy, the pages rustle, my voice and the words are not now me, and I am the words. What is happening to me? Who am I? You feel Lindsay's astonishment, then understanding, and then sorrow, sweet sorrow. The life I know is past, gone with all its plans and hopes, but this is a new life. The adventure will not end, the story does not end, and what I have lost, I have not lost in vain. Alright. Book of Shackles. The book's pages are empty, but upon opening it, you see candle lights reflected on sharpened surgical tools. You hear the moans of Madlastash, a peasant who volunteered to go under a knife. Oh yeah, I remember her now. The dull voice of Jihad grasping the scalpel, Tristan praying. You unmistakably feel terror filling the room. Madla's fear. She doesn't know if she's going to die from the knives now or the disease later. Jihad's fear. What if he lets down his god and his people again? Tristan's fear. He risks incurring Narissa's wrath and never returning to the glowing kingdom of Serenity. But he so badly wishes to scream out, Don't torture this woman. I'm guilty. I will tell you all about the seeds. You feel the echo of all these fears, and you see that the barony is tormented by an unknown affliction that pierces your heart. Nice. Back. Hey, what was it doing? Hello folks, back again. Right. Quite a nice lunch actually. Strasberry, thanks very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. We won't be with a chit chat for about 10 minutes. It's just the way it is. Alright, so speak to this lady. Shyka the Many, a figure hiding in the library's shadows, looked somehow blurred. Its shape is subtle flux. You hear laughter come from under the hood. Oh, it's you. How amusing. We thought you'd be taller. I'm a dwarf. Is that supposed to be a joke? Is that a joke? Ha! We've met? I don't think so. Not yet. It will probably happen around yesterday. Or was it a month ago? No idea. Why are you here? Long ago, one of the eldest prepared a performance for the elders. You must know the curse. Destroy 1,000 kingdoms, fill the cup, and you, Narissa, will be forgiven. The Lantern King has always had problems with his sense of proportion. The performance turned out to be overlong, but quite amusing at times. We wouldn't want to miss the finale. A performance where these thousands of broken lives and deaths, just entertainment for you, just thousands and thousands, just thousands and thousands. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than just thousands and thousands, by the way. And when you've lived as long as I have, child, you'll be surprised at how many of what was once exciting will leave you yawning of boredom, and new things become terribly funny. Maybe you'll tell us what you're planning to do with the first crown. Do with the first crown? What crown? Ah, wait. So that's why you're going to meet with you yesterday. She leans forward a little. With your help, I'll be able to pull a great joke. You know, we have a special relationship with time, right? You can borrow something from it and later return the borrowed thing to when we've got it from. For example, someone's soul. What if we put it back at the point when it was captured and stolen? What if the elves don't lose their king? Well, couldn't care less what the elves do. I'm a dwarf. In anyone else's hands, this crown would just be an ornament. But we can do many things with it. That's why you mustn't forget to give it to us. Ah, you haven't. Good. Here's my finds. If you really want to get Nursa good, defeat her. But do not kill her. Let her leave with her apology. Good joke is just the right time. It will make everything much more amusing. I hope the Lantern King likes it. I'd be surprised you talked to me like this. I thought the elders were equal to gods in the first world. But you've spoken with the elders many times. Many times. I mean, again yesterday. Yeah, everything's yesterday apparently. I basically live off charisma and strength. And I couldn't have the strength to do that. You fucking kidding me? Get this fucking game. Oh, it's fucking testing me today. Water from the broken water clock flows away in streams, but not all of it. Some freeze indecisively and then assumes the shape of a small winged creature. Why did you break the clock? The mistress will be angry and boil me. If only someone would give her a new clock instead. It had better be a sun clock or an hourglass. I'm tired of living in the clock. Let somebody else watch it. What if the mistress makes me live in a pot or a kettle? No idea, mate. Feel the presence of a powerful spell targeting the method. It's obviously that the spell's creator is not the creature itself, but someone much more powerful. Oh, I guess it might be Narissa. Why does it always assume that I'm a fucking idiot? That's literally how I read that, you know? We did spell detect. It's like, oh, I wonder who it was. Well, obviously it's fucking Narissa. This is her realm. Like, oh fuck me. Like, seriously. It's hard to identify the spell's skill or magic or its purpose. You can assume that right now it only provides passive effects. But it could be activated by some trigger or command. Here you, Pludok. The creature looks at you defiantly, then stops, apparently realising that a name is not enough. I am a method. The mistress placed me here to watch the clock. The clock is very important for the library. If you don't look at it, you might go on reading forever and forget about everything. There's nothing wrong with that. It's hard to tell by the Meth's tone whether he's joking or literally means complete oblivion. Tell me about the library. I have never seen any other libraries. What are they like? Good point. Probably bookcases hanging from the ceilings and methods living in the fireplace. Let me tell you about this library. It's for our books, ones from the first world. Other types of books don't like it here and disappear. We have books about everything. Joy, triumph, fear. If you want to, you can walk around and read whatever you like. But remember, look, books about evil and bad things are on the lower shelves. Books about evil and terrible fear, vicious joy. Books about good things go on the top shelves. Alright. Although the mistress stopped reading books from the top shelves long ago, and many of them were scattered around the house, I barely saved my favourite book, about beauty. He narrows his eyes with a serene look. Fast waves roll under the blue sky. The waterfall is falling deep into the rainbow. Would you like to read it? He carefully fishes out a little book from the pieces of the clock. It doesn't look harmed by water at all, and the Methlet opens it for you to see, but he's not letting go of it. There's nothing written here, it's pure magic, causing the reader to have this or that emotion. It's primitive, tasteless, pointless, devoid of even a shadow of the author's hand, like this purest repetition of the idea of a book that I've ever seen. Okay, I want to have a peek. You open the book and see Nourishing. Is that her? The nymph's beautiful face is not disfigured by cruelty and despair. Instead, joy and endless fascination glow upon it. All the madness of the Glorian land and the changeability of the first world are embodied in the nymph's appearance. This is probably what she was like before the curse. You see beautiful, beautiful waves in such a white waterfall. No, I just saw her. Do you know where Nourishing is hiding? No, don't ask me. I can't disclose my mistress's secrets. She'll punish me. Would you like to tell me to tell you something interesting instead about the house, the first world, the elders? Do I want to do diplomacy? You don't seem evil. I'll tell you some. The method doesn't finish. For a moment you feel the oppressive presence of a mighty power. Oh, what? Okay, well. Got experience though. Whoops. I got experience, I'll take that. You know, will I even get to level 20? Secret door, okay. The book's pages are empty, but upon reading it, you see yourself. You stand over the body of the stag lord on that distant day, when the fate of the stolen lands and yours was decided. She whom you share your sight with is laughing wickedly in triumph. You feel her vicious joy, hear her thoughts. The hound I let slip has taken the stag. Oh, how proud this new hero must be. How little you know, hound, that your life and your death shall serve the mistress' plan. I need only wait a little while, allow you your toy crown, then steer you to your death, as I have steered at the stag. Yet another grain will fall into the cup, dust, dust. This is what you will be. A new beginning. The book's pages are empty, but upon opening it, you see the clear sunny day when you walk the pavements of your capital for the first time. You hear Keston shown the way, citizens greeting you politely. The air is filled with expectation and hope. Hundreds of people have come in search of a new home, a new fate, a future, and however vague and uncertain that future might be, at this moment their hearts are filled with joy. Oh, a little bitch, eh? A little Knurley Witch. So what's she going to say? Well, you kill the Wriggling Man because the other guy wants me. Even grovelling, the terrifying creature towers over you, its dark claws glistening like metal. The pose doesn't seem threatening, it is more reminiscent of a ruffled bird than a wild animal ready to pounce. So it is you, my little guest. The crone probably figured you there, near the Castle of Knives. I didn't mean to, it's all because of the Wriggling Man, damn him. He keeps sending disruptors and thieves to me. Turn around and they're standing beside me. I stand up and they're on my bench and they climb under it. Forgive an old crone her suspicious nature. My life isn't easy. It isn't. By the way, in case you don't know yet, they call me the Knurley Witch. If you know, you fooled my servants to take the fragment of the first crown. Foolish timber. Then again, if I wanted smart servants, I would have had chosen walking logs. You don't look like a dweller of the first world, do you? The witch shakes her head, a lonely old hag. For hundreds of years, I lived with my two sisters in the place you call the Stolen Lands. We guarded a magical forest, sheltered trents, shambling mounds, ogres, and other wondrous creatures. They praised my sister and me, calling us the Twin Queen. It was a fine life. But then our forest fell under Lady Nourishing's gaze, and she reduced it to dust, and made her servant a pawn of death. I couldn't even think of resisting her. You were all too very happy with your sister, to Nourishing. You must be not very happy with your service to Nourishing. Apparently for me it is anyway. I'll be the one who is stronger. If I were 5 ages younger, I could try to rebel, but it's too late for me now. Poor old witch makes potions as she's told. Looks after the house. Well, you're not doing a good job because there's monsters roaming all over the place, alright? She looks at the house, takes jokes from the pile of worms, and is good for nothing else. You don't look like Nerissa's pure prisoner. Perception. The witch is approaching. You think I'm lying to you, little guest? You can't know for sure. Will you let your doubts affect your decisions? Maybe. I want to ask you about the feud with the Wriggling Man. Ask away. Why do you need it? If you lived as long as I have in the first world, the Fae see outsiders as curious animals, even if you can break their neck in one swoop. Nerissa gave me the crown as a mark of distinction. The Fae saw that their queen valued me, and now they show me respect. But if you decide that I've lost Nerissa's favour, they'll laugh at me, and make evil jokes as they do. Oh no, jokes, oh. The Wriggling Man the Wriggling awful knowing all this. It's why he's always wanted to take the crown. Why are you enemies? You saw for yourself. He envied me, harms me, wants to drive me out to make me lose Nerissa's favour. What else would you expect from a walking pile of corpse worms? Yeah, but you can't die. I think, anyway. I mean, did you see those fucking creatures? What kind of creature is he? Ugly creature. Believe me, he appears as disgusting to a creature like me as he does to creatures like you. Sometimes a soul doesn't want to leave the world after death. It clings to its rotten body and finally lets corpse worms consume it piece by piece. Yes, yes. The soul divides into 1,000 fragments, each living inside a worm. Oh, lovely. Do I want to say that? Do I want to say that? Don't believe the swarming pile of corpse eaters. He eats and drinks upon Nerissa's hand. He'll promise you anything and then deceive you. Listen to the old one. Kill him without regret. And then simply take the key. She ruffles her coarse hair with her huge clawed palm and mumbles, but a hag like me can't live here. Nerissa's got new favourites and made me live in a dungeon. She hardly notices me. If I help my little guest a little, it wouldn't be unfair, would it? The Wriggling Man wanted to kill me first. I've decided, little guest, I will give you the key if you wish. Listen to the hag, trick this wriggling awful, or better yet, kill him. And then either you beat Nerissa, or she beats you. I'll be better off without him anyway. Well, people are saying, yeah, accept it. Okay. I store the key to Nerissa's shrine in my pantry, which is in turn is locked with another key. Well, where did I put it? Old hag. The witch searches the pockets of her robe. Here, take it. As you leave my rooms, you'll see the door of the pantry. I also left some useful potions. You take them as well. Woe is me if Nerissa finds out about it. I'll be feeding the worms myself. Please do your best. Why would she want to do that?